So before we jump into the interview, I just want to give some context as to who Jackson is. I've known Jackson for about 5 years now. I first met him in 6th or 7th grade, and he's always been that shy kid who is a little awkward, and he's always had a really bad stutter. And I just attributed it to him being a weird kid. I just never really thought twice about it. With that label, he's been the subject of a lot of bullying. So the other day, I ran into him, and I was just chatting with him, and he brought up the fact that he has autism, and I quickly realized I know nothing about autism. I've known him for so long, wouldn't I be able to label him as an autistic person? So I figured, you know what, let's have him on the show. And just by sitting down with him for an hour, I kind of realized that all these judgments that I had of him were not only hurtful, but they were also useless. He's completely different than what I judged him by, and he lives life completely differently than what I would imagine. He was open, excited, really just thoughtful, and I just want to say a very big thank you to him. If you guys have any comments, you know where to go. If you guys liked the video, please give it a like. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike. And if you guys want to be on the show and sit down and chat, I am more than happy to have you guys on. I am going to continue to ramble on as I do. I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you. I feel like a natural ability that I have is I'm able to talk with people really well and just navigate conversations.
Yeah.
And it's my ability to just pick up on social cues and then also talk. And that's how I communicate. That's how I interact with everyone.
Yeah. So what most people do is they just know too. When someone is angry, you can tell. You can tell because the eyebrows, the classic signs, the eyebrows furrowed.
Right.
Their mouth is in a frown. I
Yeah.
didn't know those. When someone said "come here," they could be saying "come here" as in "come here for a hug," or "come here" with their fist raised as "I'm gonna hurt you," kind of "come here," and I wouldn't be able to know the difference, so I just I just walk forward.
Reacted the same way that you
And
did.
in both, the problem is that's inappropriate in both situations. If
Right.
someone says "come here for a hug" and I just kind of walk there, not knowing if I'm going to be hugged or punched.
Damn.
So what I had to do is I had to basically I had to study, saying this cue is related to this event, and I had to basically take an academic course in societal rules.
Yeah. And so it was just by you focusing on
saying, hey, this person has their eyebrows furrowed and their hands are in a quad.
Right.
I know that. So sort of in a test.
Right.
It's you're being tested all the time.
Wow. I mean, in the same way, I pick up on a lot of those things that you have to pay attention to social cues to be able to know what's about to happen. And I just do that passively. That's as a process that happens passively. And you're saying it's a very active mental process for you.
Right.
Right. And how does that? It must make you. To me, it seems like I would constantly be on edge.
That's you would not be wrong. That's exactly what it's like. Because it feels whenever. That's why I'm actually I'm the biggest introvert in the world because it takes so much energy to talk to someone.
Yeah.
Imagine how you feel after taking a test. How you feel drained. You have to go home and do something you like.
Yeah.
That's what I have to do. I have to take a test that's an hour long. When I go to a party, it's an hour long. Then I have to go home and say, "Ooh, boy. All right."
Yeah, I mean, it's good that you have that awareness to be able to know that about yourself.
Yeah, it's freaking lucky. I don't know how people that don't have higher intelligence. I don't even know how they even survive.